We're gonna insane story. What if I told you this? Let's say you're working at work. Somebody tries to come in to harm you or try to rob you, and you defend yourself. You should get your hero. Well, this is insane, crazy. This is just, this is a story about a cashier working at 7-Eleven defended herself and gets fired. I kid you not. 7-Eleven worker choked by attacker, lose a job for defending herself. Yeah. 7-Eleven clerk choked by customer and is fired for shooting her attacker. Yeah.
That a woman working inside of a 7-Eleven is getting choked. Okay? Her life is flashing before her eyes.
Yeah.
She has a defensive weapon. She has a gun. She utilizes said gun in order to save her life. She gets blamed, she gets fired, and now needs a job. You would say that's completely unfair. Who would do this? Put her full mask. 7-Eleven. Clerk choked by customers fired for shooting her attacker. 25-year-old Stephanie Dilliard was working the night shift at an Oklahoma City 7-Eleven. I want you to keep her picture up. She works the night shift
Night
in
shift.
an Oklahoma City 7-Eleven. We talk often about how police officers,
You know, as I was just thinking, she's 25 years old. Linda's 25 years old. She's a barista. And you've heard stories about, people that target baristas or tries to rob them like that. I mean, I've heard of stories about where someone tried to kidnap a barista. Let's say, I just hope it never happens. Really, it doesn't. But let's say some nut job tries to rob Linda or tries to kidnap Linda, the barista. She stands up for herself. She fights back, maybe strikes her attacker, and she would get fired. That would be insanity, and that would be hella wrong.
receive the benefit of the doubt. Court rulings tend to go in their favor. They are able to exercise extreme subjective opinion when it comes to what they do. And the reason is because, according to those who support the actions of cops, when there's an unarmed individual,
Yeah.
but they are shot, well, the cop has a dangerous job. The cop's job is dangerous. They are already in a
Yeah. No, and like people say, oh, cops have a very stressful job. Their job is the most stressful out there. It's all about officer safety and integrity. Yeah. I mean, crazy as well.
dangerous position. They are cops. But you know who else is in a dangerous position? A 25-year-old working the night shift at a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
She's in a dangerous position already. Would you not agree? There's more. She was choked, she was assaulted after she refused a man's counterfeit $100 bill. She just said, no, it's counterfeit. I'm not taking it. She has now been fired for shooting the attack. I'm going to give you the background. Fearing for her life, authentically fearing for her life.
Yes.
She shot the suspect in the stomach with a gun.
And here's another thing too that Dr. Rashad brings in. I'll touch up on I will even one up on further on that one. Like you said, fear for life. I mean, usually you always hear cops about, oh, I was fearing for my life, I was fearing my safety, and guess what? They'll get pat on the back. Some people call them a hero and say good for them. But everybody's saying, oh, she's in the wrong for doing it, and she gets fired. Does a cop ever get fired for opening a weapon? Like, no, hardly ever at all. They might get suspended with pay, cushy job, or might get reprimanded. That's all that happens to them. This poor female, 25 years of working night shift, gets fired for defending herself, fearing for her life. Make that make sense.
Defense. The attacker fled and was later arrested at the hospital. He faces multiple serious charges. Meanwhile, the young woman who defended herself is out of a job.
Yeah.
The $80 billion convenience store behemoth. You heard me right. $80 billion convenience store behemoth justified her firing on the strict company policy that bans weapons of self-defense.
That's crazy. I mean, you work in a cashier clerk like that. You need to defend yourself. How are you supposed to? You supposed to get shacked and choked? I mean, she feared for her life, and she could have died. We're supposed to do, or just let her be choked like that, and like, oh yeah, the customer's all right. I mean, God, I go down to Chevron, down 34. It's about a mile walk, there and back. And the guy works nighttime. You know he's got for defense aluminum baseball bat, and he's entitled to have that defend himself. Yeah.
Including mace at work. The mother of three who has worked the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift for more than 2 years thinks the policy is, quote, not realistic. And her terrifying experience has sparked an online debate about carrying while on the job. Before I get into the attack,
you know what's funny was? I have a friend that lives in Arizona. She says she goes in jobs like companies, stores, and whatnot, and there are people literally working a job that have a gun, they're concealed carry, having a holster, but they are legal to do so. And somebody tries to rob them, they can justify. Somebody tries to put their life in danger, they're justified to do that. Texas is the same way. Open carry state. You can legal carry as well. And just ludicrous.
I want you to understand the framing of the debate. This is not simply about a woman bringing a defensive weapon to work. This is also about why would an $80 billion company not provide appropriate security for their night shift worker by herself in the store? Why would they not provide appropriate security? We'll get into that. Events unfolded just before midnight. This was on a Thursday, November 13th. Kenneth Thompson, 59 years of age, allegedly tried to buy burritos, beef sticks, and ice cream with a fake bill. Dilliard spotted something was amiss right away. That's when he decided to strangle her. None of these accusations are in question, okay? Quote, he threatened me, saying he was going to slice my head off. Terroristic threat?
Yeah, that is a terroristic threat.
And death.
To unalive somebody.
And then, that's when I tried to call the police. She told the local station, Fox 25 News. He started throwing things at me. I came behind the counter. I tried to run off, but he grabbed his hands around my neck, pushed me out of the counter space. That's when I pulled out my gun and I shot him. It sounds like she attempted to actually de-escalate by leaving.
Yeah.
Running away.
Fight or flight instinct.
Providing combat
in
the situation.
Just ask Tyree Nichols that.
He grabbed her.
Yeah.
He's choking her.
She thought she was going to die.
She shoots him then.
Yeah.
She doesn't shoot him at first. She tries to run to preserve his life, to preserve his health. She runs. According to the Oklahoma City Police, Dilliard is protected under the Oklahoma self-defense law. Completely protected. No issue. She will serve no jail time. But that did not prevent a dreaded phone call from the $80 billion company called 7-Eleven. The HR department, the first thing that Monday morning, they informed her, you've been terminated. You've been terminated. Quote, this was a situation where I felt like I was put in a corner between choosing my job and my life. And I'm always going to choose my life because there are people that depend on me. Remember, she's a mother.
Yeah.
She wants to go home to her children. She told the outlet, I need to be here for my kids. We'll agree with you. After he was shot, Thompson called 911 from the intersection of MacArthur Boulevard and Northwest 34th Street, about a mile away. He was then taken to a hospital and later arrested. According to the outlet, he has been charged with assault and battery, threatening acts of violence, trying to pass a fake bill and a felony warrant for violating parole. Dear leaders wondering how to make ends meet, I'll put up this link. She started a GoFundMe to help with the expenses while she looks for a new position. We will
And I
share
will
her
show
link
that
in the
after this
description
video
of
is
this
over.
video. We ask for those who are able to do the very best you can to support this individual who protected her own life in order to go home to her children. We are thankful that you are alive. You don't get more clear-cut self-defense than this. She actually acted in a way to preserve her life and to not have to engage in combat or in shooting the perpetrator.
Yeah.
But the perpetrator grabbed her by the neck.
And
At
she
that
had no
point,
choice.
her life is significantly in danger. Shame on 7-Eleven. This is my opinion. Shame on an $80 billion enterprise who would put a worker in that position.
And that's really ludicrous. You know, I mean, you have an enterprise, $80 billion, that cares more about protocol and about regulation over human life. What in the actual F? It's like, what? Protocol? You know, it's like regulation items and all this stuff is worth more than human life? What's wrong with society these days?
And not have adequate security. And then decide to fire the person because they adequately defended themselves. Share thoughts here.
Doc, you use the word defend, you use the words self-defense multiple times. God bless this woman. She's alive to see another day and spend good quality time with her children, even though she's broke now. It's time to go on offense. In the news industry, when they started doing what we call one-man bands, send a young journalist out with a camera in a hostile situation. Maybe it's at night, maybe it's in a dark place where you know or should know that harm can come to them. Something happens to that journalist, I can assure you who's going to be liable. 7-Eleven is disgusting. My opinion, too. Okay? That's my opinion. Time for her to go on offense.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, the conditions weren't safe for her to be there in the first place without adequate security. There is something called, and please get this video to her, somebody. There is something in the law called premises liability. Premises liability means that if you are in a facility or on the property of someone, it could be a residential or commercial, but usually commercial. If you're on their property and that property or that facility has known elements of criminality, meaning things happen there, things have been documented, and they have not taken the proper procedure to protect individuals from those things happening, they can be held liable under the doctrine of premises liability. This also applies to those who work there and those who patron the facility. I hope you get an attorney, madam. That's my recommendation.
And I hope she
All right,
sues.
we'll bring you updates as they come.
I hope she sues. Anyway, yeah, here's her GoFundMe page. Here it is. Okay. You have the right to defend yourself. Exactly. Wow, she's got $46,449, almost $50,000. Good for her. Good for her. Wow, saying $20, 2,000, 200, 100, 2,000. Woo! Someone really believes her cause. Good for them. Wow, Oklahoma City. Oh my goodness. I got a friend in Oklahoma City. She probably knows where that 7-Eleven's at. So read this one. John Nigel says, Stephanie, You were simply just doing your job in protecting the company's assets, and subsequently, the 7-Eleven Corporation had the gall to terminate you for not utilizing in-store resources to defend and protect yourself from imminent threat. Unbelievable and absolutely absurd. You and your family deserve so much better, and I really wish that I could have contributed more. Best wishes to you moving forward. Stephanie, you exercise your God-given right to defend your life. God bless you and your family for doing that. Our founding fathers enshrined this right in the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, knowing that this right will protect all the other rights. Your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends. Yeah, it is time for a change. Exactly. Oh, there's more. Yeah. Boycott 7-Eleven. God, you are safe. You did what you had to do. I approve this action 100%. God bless you and your family. Sweetie, you absolutely did the right thing. Maybe you are better off with a different employer who will not ask you to refrain from defending yourself when your very life is on the line. Here's hoping some local employer offers you with a better paying job where you won't be faced with such a choice. And I hope corporate is held accountable and is forced to alter policy. God bless you and your child and family. Maybe my friend that lives in Oklahoma, that she's a music production producer, maybe she can offer Stephanie a job. All right, I'm not here much. Peace out.